So warm welcome for Brian Schmidt.
Happy Friday the 13th Comic-Con. Jack, you like that? You like that? Yeah. I know you want to hear all about it now, so let's bring out our panelists, starting with Matt Davis. And Jessica Lucas. We have executive producer and creator Rockney S. O'Bannon. Alona Town. And last but not least, Robert Knepper. Robert Knepper. Robert? Knepper?
Maybe.
Knepper?
Never.
Billy Grimm. This actor you're about to meet is by trade a professional liar. Do not listen to any of his lies. He does not speak for me. If you heed my words, follow my wishes. When this curious little Comic-Con ritual, this so-called panel is over, I will reward you.
And here comes Robert Knepper. So Rocky, there's so much, and especially TV shows nowadays, where people do go on social media and forums and stuff and talk about their favorite shows, what's going to happen, that sort of thing. Did some of this come from that? You wanting to kind of explore that?
Yeah, I mean, the origin of this idea came some years ago while I was still doing Farscape, Farscape was kind of right at the beginning of the social media connection between among fans themselves and also between the fan community and a television show. And even back then, I watched this phenomenon, and the Farscape family is truly a family. It's just a wonderful group of fans. But as I tend to do, I started to think, what if the show that they were all rallying around wasn't Farscape, wasn't a sci-fi adventure, but was something that was darker and more edgy, and what kind of fans might gravitate to that, and that's kind of how the origin of the idea started.
Now, Matt, I know a lot of people know you from Vampire Diaries, probably. What aspect of cult did you want to, kind of get you in? What got you what got you hooked?
Is this one on here? Yeah. I mean, when I read the script, I was really impressed with how many layers there were, and I love that it was addressing the nature of television and social media and how it's beginning to blur the lines between reality and fiction. But it also happened very quickly. I mean, I was doing Vampire Diaries, and then this came around, and it just synced up beautifully. So it was sort of a synchronistic destiny, and here we are, exploring the new frontier of social media and television. I think this show begins to embrace that really well. I don't know if that answers your question.
It did. And now, Robert, from Prison Break to Heroes, you've played many leaders of men that were slightly maybe off-skew. What is the key to being, to being a leader of men and people, somebody who everybody wants to follow?
Well, it's acting 101. You just play the opposite, and you just be charming. And that's been a word I've tried to use in all those characters, including this one. But this one, to me, is the most charming because he doesn't necessarily wear it on his sleeve, and hopefully you'll join the cult.
And Alona, you have some pretty intense dramatic scenes in here. Going forward, as you know, in episodes, what aspects do you most kind of want to, are you excited about exploring kind of like the TV show aspect, the show within the show aspect,
I'm greedy. I want to explore all of it. But I think it would be interesting to see also how the actress that plays Kelly deals with all the events that take place. I think that would be interesting, and also to like I said, I'm greedy. I want it all, and also to explore how Kelly deals with being outside of the cult, having been in it for so long, and now being on the other end of the spectrum of it.
Jessica, has there ever been a movie or a TV show that you were so into that you went on a forum and wanted to find out about it, or just kind of like got into it that way?
Well, I wouldn't say that I've ever taken it that far, but I was a huge fan of Lost. Yeah, I was drawn in right from the beginning, and I thought the characters on that show were so strong, and then when that whole supernatural kind of sci-fi element came into it, yeah, I was sad when that show ended. Me too!
Now, right now, obviously, there's a lot of mystery to this show, and you probably don't want to give away too much of what people are going to see down the line. But can you tease to anything, kind of what you want to explore, more of what you want to do with the show?
To me the show at its essence is I hope a crackling good mystery with a lot of twists and turns, but definitely a mystery with answers along the way. But there is an ultimate solution to the mystery that's been set in place in the pilot, and in fact there are clues to the last episode of the series implanted into the pilot itself.
There are.
So get your pause buttons ready.
Now, is there going to be any kind of social media aspect to this? I mean, will there be a lot of kind of like what we see, kind of the show within the show, and a lot of that kind of things for fans to get into?
We've never thought. No, it's that's what is most exciting for the network and for me in regards to the show is that we will not just be using social media to promote the show and let viewers integrate with the show, but also it's about that very phenomenon. So it's an opportunity to kind of explore that. So there's really 3 levels to this show. There's what we refer to as the inside show, which is the Billy and Kelly show. There's the Jeff and Skye investigation portion, but there's also the very thing that we're doing here today, which is the real world, our world, and all 3 of those integrate and are all part of the cult experience.
Now, Robert, you look so cool in the Billy Grimm garb. Does that help to kind of to get into the cult mode, into the Billy Grimm mode? Does that help kind of get you into it?
Yeah, Rockney called me up when the show was put together. He said, "I got one word for this show. It's really cool. It's a cool show, and it's clothes make the man." And I got to say, I always start with the shoes, and you don't really see the shoes in this, but the shoes are really important, and they're grounded and they're strong, and I like those jeans.
And how do you like taping those things like we just saw? I mean, is that kind of a kick to?
What's that?
Like the things we just saw, like the little films and the little things like that. Are you getting a kick out of that?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of taking a wink at the whole thing and a nod at ourselves. Rockney came up with this great idea to sort of, bring this home this way. And Billy Grimm, except for the fact that he's got such big ears, he really means it when he said that he has something for you, which is a great gift from Rockney and from Warner Brothers. Hope you'll enjoy it.
And Matt, what do you in terms of kind of what you want to explore with your character? Are you kind of like Alona? Do you want to kind of a little bit of it all, or is there specific things you want to find out about your guy?
I'm happy not knowing right now.
Okay.
part of where he's at is piecing it all together. So I'm sort of in that state right now. To say that there's one specific thing I'd like to explore or reveal right now is probably a little premature.
And Rocky, how long has this kind of concept been kind of in your mind? I mean, has it been taking a couple of years to kind of gel for you?
Yeah, well, actually, it's interesting. As I say, it began for me back during the Farscape days, but I actually wrote a version of this 5 or 6 years ago, and at that time we were sold to the WB, and we were in pre-production, and then suddenly the WB went away. And if you would ask me then, that 5 years from now, I'd be saying, wait, 5 years from now is a better time for the show to actually, find its way on air. I would have called it crazy. But to be honest, because of the social media explosion that's occurred in the intervening 5 years, this is really the absolute best time for this. And I must say, a big shout out to the CW because they really have embraced this and are letting us really run with it in its truest form.
Fantastic. Well, thank you all for coming here, and thank you guys for coming.
Thank you guys.
Thanks to Cast and Rocky and our moderator Brian Truitt today for coming today. And please stay tuned for news about when Cult will be premiering later this season on the CW. Also, just a quick note that the show's cast and producers will be signing autographs at the